Kohala Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kwadash. All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I'm still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Okay, so this is going to be this video is going to be back onto the topic of Revelation chapter 13. And we finished off the last video with verse 4, and this video we're going to start with verse 5. All right, so Revelation 13, and verse 5, and I hope this audio is all right. All right, so Revelation 13 and 5, Revelation 13 and 5, it reads, "And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months." Okay, so blasphemies. All right, blasphemies is referring to idol worship and lies. All right, given unto him means the Lord gave them this power, and they do not even consider it. All right, but even though they don't consider it, just knowing that the Lord gave them this power, okay, means that this is something that cannot be underestimated. All right, these idols and these lies, they cannot be underestimated. That is why most people, or this is what most people have been taken by, idols and lies. Okay, anything given by the Lord cannot be overlooked and underestimated, even if it's not within, even if it wasn't given to Israelites. All right, you have to know what these other nations were blessed with, especially, you have to know what the nation of Edom, or the people of Edom were blessed with. Okay, these things are not light things. We think of like lies that kids tell, or lies that we tell ourselves. All right, these things are crafty, man. All right, and they've been building upon these lies for a long time. Okay, perfecting them. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for this truth, we would not be able to see through it. If it wasn't for the Lord putting his mark on people, all right, which is the Thawa, it would be over. Okay, it would be over. There would be no one that believed otherwise. All right, this man's lies are, you can't diminish them. Okay, you can't say that they're a small thing, because that's what most people are taken by. Okay, but they don't consider that the Lord gave them these things. All right, their power to lie, their power to push these other idols and their ideals on not only people in Babylon the Great, but these other nations. Okay, the Lord gave them, the Lord set them up to be exactly who they are. But like the scriptures say, they are base men. They are the basest of men. They are actually the lowest of men. And because the Lord chose to put them at the head of this kingdom, they are actually weak. All right, they are weak people. Okay, especially compared to Israel, Israelites. Okay, Israel is a people before it is a place. So when you hear me say Israel, we're not speaking of the people over there in that land who have claimed to be us. Okay, but Now, with that being said, also, there are Israelites over there that look like those people and act the part of those people. We are spread into all nations. Okay, you can't take that lightly, also, either. It means what it says. We are spread into all nations. Okay, so blasphemies is talking of idol worship and lies, and given unto him by the Lord. All right, the Lord gave them their power. Again, we're speaking of Revelation 13:5. I'll read it again. It reads, "And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto uh, him to continue 40 and 2 months." Okay, so before we move on, let's go to Daniel, or yeah, let's go to Daniel. Actually, let me keep this. I'll keep this 16:11 on Revelation 13, and we'll use the phone to go to Daniel. We're going to Daniel chapter 4. Daniel 4:17. All right, it reads, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men." All right, so who are the living? So that the living may know. All right, when you see the truth, okay, you know these things. You can see them because the Lord told us. All right, so we are living um, as coming back into this, as being brought back to life. We were dead. We were these dry bones walking around here. We were dead. All right, but knowing this truth is bringing us back to life and making us live. So let's read this again. Daniel 4:17. "The matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men." And don't we know this? And doesn't it seem as though everyone outside of this, even though they may um, proclaim it with their lips, right, it really doesn't seem like they know that the Most High is doing all this. One key thing that is missing from them, to me anyway, so I'm speaking as a man, to me, one key thing to know that they don't even know what they say or know what they believe in is that fear is not there, man. The fear of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is not there. All right, otherwise they would be walking the way that we do as the actual living. Okay. I'll start at the top again. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. All right, we know that Esau is the basis of men. All right, and although the Lord's fear, all right, the fear from the people here that aren't living, isn't for the Lord. They fear Esau, man. They fear the creature, not the creation. All right, I know that's a verse, but I don't know where that's at. Or creature, not the creator. Excuse me. Uh, Romans 1 and, well, mm, all right, the point is in, all right, I got here and wanted to read more and just scrolled past what I had typed up. So let me find it again. I know it's in Romans 1. Why do I want to say it was 25? It is 25. Okay. So, man. All right. So I hope you followed where we were. So let me. Okay. Let me read this again. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living, okay, the ones who are standing back upon their feet, all right, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. All right, we know that they are base men. The rest of the world fools or fears them instead of fearing Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Bahoshem Yahweh Shai. All right, so we are those living ones, or we are the living that know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and he has set up over it the basis of men. Okay, so in Romans 1, all right, hold on, let me try to find a. I'll read the King James and the NLT. I'll start at 18. The point is in 25. The heading above verse 18 in the King James reads, Unbelief and its consequences. It reads, For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things, all right, these idols, and Esau Edom, okay? Uh, Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Okay? So the rest of the people who are not living, who are not standing upon their feet because the Lord breathed, all right, this truth back into us. Okay? So we get the 100% truth from the true men of the Lord. All right? Other people are walking around dead or half dead. They're not all the way in this. They took a little bit of this truth and did what they wanted with it. Filthy lucre, money. They're still on this mammon tip. You can't worship God and mammon. All right? Or they're afraid of Esau. All right? They took hold of Esau. Okay? And just seen this truth as a new twist, a new scheme to get money. All right? Because they seen Esau do it. Okay? In this age, they see Esau doing it and they do it. And Israel is wicked too. All right? Esau and them are the wicked, but Israel can get pretty damn wicked, man. Okay? The Lord called us sottish. All right? Stupid. All right? We are the salt of the earth at wicked things too. If there was a effeminate, if there were 3 effeminate men in a room, an Asian, a so-called Asian, a so-called Moabite, or a Moabite, a Edomite, and a Judite, and they were all effeminate. All right, who's going to be the most flamboyant? All right, more than likely the Judite. All right, twisting his neck, snapping his fingers, all that shit, man. Anyway, Romans 1 again, Romans 1, starting at 18, this time in the NLT. The heading reads, God's anger at sin. And this is just to show that we are the living, all right? We know that the Lord runs everything. We don't just say that the Lord is all powerful with our lips, but then deny his power. Okay? Other people will say that with their lips, but then they go right to fearing Esau and doing the things that he says to do. They uphold his holidays. All right? They uphold his feast days. Okay? They don't even consider the Lord, but then yet and still they will say they put the Lord first. Okay? That kind of talk is just a mask for what they are really doing. All right? They're really fearing and worshiping Esau and his idols. All right? Hanging on to his lies. Romans 1, starting at 18 in the NLT. The heading again reads, God's anger at sin. It says, but God shows his anger from heaven against all sinful, wicked people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. They know the truth about God because he has made it obvious to them. For ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky. Through everything God made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature. So they have no excuse for not knowing God. Yes, they knew God, but they wouldn't worship him as God or even give him thanks. And they begin to think up foolish ideas of what God was like. As a result, their minds became dark and confused. Claiming to be wise, they instead become utter fools. And instead of worshiping the glorious, ever-living God, they worshipped idols made to look like mere people and birds and animals and reptiles. So God abandoned them to do whatever shameful things their hearts desired. As a result, they did vile and degrading things with each other's bodies. They traded the truth about God for a lie. So they worshiped and served the things God created instead of the Creator himself, who is worthy of eternal praise. Amen. All right. So Esau being given the power to lie and create these idols, it's no small thing. All right. So let me read again. Daniel 4. That wasn't a part of my notes. Right. That was just a verse coming to my head about the living. All right. We are the living. The Lord put that breath back in us and we're standing on our feet. Okay. We are living. And we know that the Lord set the base man up over this kingdom. Okay. And we truly know that uh, the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right. And he puts over whoever he wants to. Okay. And he put up Esau, all right, to show that he does what he wants. Okay. The Lord does what he wants to. So again, Daniel 4 and 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. Okay? So, basest of men, all right, this speaks of the Edomites. All right, the word blasphemies in verse Revelation 13 and 5 goes back to the Greek word. Let's go look. Let's go look at this. Revelation 13:5.
Strong's G 988, blasphemia. Blasphemia.
All right, blasphemia. The definition for this word is slander. Okay? Slander. All right. For example, what do they say? They say that a man can be a woman. They say a woman can be a man. Okay? Along with slander, it also means, all right, speech injurious. Okay? Speech injurious. All right? For a while, they used to call us monkeys. They used to call us monkeys along with other bywords. All right? And the world knows what other bywords for Judah, all right? Wetbacks, all right? Tonto, okay? Many bywords they came up with, okay? So even speech injurious to divine majesty, right? Speech injurious. So Esau is opposed to everything of God. Okay? Look around you. They're opposed to everything of God. All right? So back to Revelation Revelation 13 and 5, all right? I'm going to read it again. It says, "And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months." Okay, so that 40 and 2 months is equivalent to 350 years, right? From 1690 until around the 1970s, 1969, 1970s. Okay, let's go to Revelation 11 and 11. It reads, "And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them." Okay, so during the 350 years, we were detached. All right, we were detached from our Lord. All right, even thinking about our Lord really truly. All right, it was a falling away. We were done. All right, it was almost over for us. All right, and Esau had power. Okay, this time period is where Esau got his riches. When we were in hardcore slavery, all right, and Esau had 250 years of free labor, is when they got high and above as a nation. All right, during these 350 years is when Israel was getting their butts whooped. All right, this solidified Esau's grip on us and the world. Okay, so that brings me to, I want you to check this video out really quick. I know it's on the community tab of this page, so I'm going to look for it. It might take a minute, so hold on. And what this has to do with is that free labor. Actually, hold on. Let's see. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to find it that way. Did I? I'm trying to remember if I posted this. If I don't find it, here in this video, I will post it on the community tab as soon as I find it after this video. Okay, after the recording of this video. Man, I thought I'd be able to find it. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but let me go ahead and check. 'Cause I don't know if it would be on my community tab. I can't remember if I posted it or reposted it. I'll look on this community tab one more time. Man. Yeah. Wow. I thought I had seen it. Hmm. Wonder why it lets me. It only lets me go back so far. Hmm. I guess I'm probably gonna have to repost a lot of videos because it's not letting me scroll back. Oh, here it is. Wow. Wow. All right, so listen up. This has to do with the free labor. All right. If you don't believe us, listen to Esau.
The Indian land, the untold story of American white supremacy. I mean, I just read the untold story.
All right, so listen up.
The untold story of American white supremacy. I mean, I just read about the Indian land grab, and I'm like, my gosh, man, good Lord. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. Because that means we've got to look people in the face and say, our forefathers were the worst people in the history of mankind. The things that they did, that manifest destiny, that kind of mentality has been atrocious. What we have done to the African Americans. The estimated number of wealth that came from slavery, from free labor, and that's what it was. And they estimate that the amount of money that came from slavery was around $24 trillion. You can't even grasp that much money. The average person has a hard time grasping what $1 billion is. $1 trillion. Holy shit. And a lot of people don't want to admit the truth because a lot of people also are scared.
All right. So just in case. Just in case you didn't hear it, I will play it again. All right. 40 and 2 months. Okay. This equals to 150 years, or 350 years. From 1690 until around the 1970s. Okay, so Revelation 11 and 11. It reads, and after 3 days and a half, all right, at 350 years, all right, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And that's what's going on now, man. You saw these other nations, and even 2/3 of Israel are starting to get scared of this, man. They're starting to fear that this thing is true because it is true. They're starting to feel it, all right? They're starting to feel it. And I don't mean just today. I mean from the 1970s. This truth has been here, and we started to stand back upon our feet, okay? After that 350 years. Okay, so during the 350 years, we were detached. It was a falling away. We were done. All right, finished. And Esau had power. Okay, this time period is where Esau got his riches. When we were in hardcore slavery and Esau had 250 years of free labor, is when they got high and above as a nation. During these 350 years is when Israel was getting our butts whooped, man. This solidified Esau's grip on us and the world. All right, before I play this video again, let's go to Sirach, which is in the Apocrypha. But as you can see, I'm still in the 1611 King James. All right, the Apocrypha is in here because it is a part of the scriptures. All right, we're going to Ecclesiasticus chapter 10. Okay, in verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, the Renaissance progressed from its beginnings unto the world we see before us now. All right, Esau definitely used this power that was given unto them. All right, they've been playing their part. Everyone is in their lot. Esau was used as a whipping stick for us. All right, they embodied everything we started running to when the Lord told us not to worship any idols. Okay, all these lies, all these idols, everything that we wanted, the Lord was like, all right, it's going to rule over you. Okay, use Esau as a whipping stick, and they did it, man. You did it, Esau. Okay, but again, here's this video. All right,
The untold story of American white supremacy. I mean, I just the untold story of American white supremacy. I mean, I just read about the Indian land grab, and I'm like, my gosh, man, good Lord. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. Because that means we've got to look people in the face and say, our forefathers were the worst people in the history of mankind. The things that they did, that manifest destiny, that kind of mentality has been atrocious. What we have done to the African Americans. The estimated number of wealth that came from slavery. from free labor. And that's what it was. And they estimate that the amount of money that came from slavery was around $24 trillion. You can't even grasp that much money. The average person has a hard time grasping what $1 billion is. $1 trillion. Holy shit. And a lot of people don't want to admit the truth because a lot of people also are scared.
All right. I hope that came through clear. I guess we'll all find out when this video loads. So, again, the Renaissance progressed from its beginnings into the world we see before us now. All right, he, which is Esau, he is also the he that causeth all, but we're going to get to that. He that causeth all to receive the MOTB. All right, but we'll get to that. So Esau definitely used this power that was given unto them. All right, and they don't even consider who gave them this power. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's look up one more thing and then we'll close out. Renaissance, put Renaissance period. All right. All right, it says Renaissance is a period of history in a European cultural movement covering, it says here, the 15th and 16th centuries. But when did it actually take hold? All right. When did it actually take hold? Anyway, it marked the transition from the Middle Ages. Remember what the Middle Ages were? The Byzantine Empire, the Dark Ages. Anyway, it transitioned from the Middle Ages to modernity, and was characterized by an effort to revive and surpass the ideas and achievements of classical antiquity. All right, so all of that has turned into what we see today all around us. All right. So that was it for Revelation. That was it for this video. We're not done with the chapter, obviously. All right, but that was it for Revelation 13 and 5. All right, Lord willing, we'll continue with the next video with Revelation 13 and 6. All right, so with that, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Quadash. All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. All right, Lord willing, I'm of that number. And Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.